in 1995, Massey Energy moved into the holler where I lived, and we call them haulers. And so they started to mine coal very aggressively. I'm a coal miner's daughter and granddaughter. My brother was a coal miner, my cousins. So I'm used to coal mining. But this was completely different than anything I'd ever experienced. My own grandson, at 6 years old, stood in a stream full of dead fish. And I knew then something is very wrong here. And that kind of woke me up as an activist, the protection of your children. I watched this black water flow by my house, and I realized that this company was not only polluting our water and poisoning us, but it was poisoning the whole town of Whitesville directly 3 miles below us. Somebody had to do something, and I reckon that somebody was me right there, and that's why I became an activist. The first step in becoming an activist is your epiphany. And then I became very concerned and shocked for the health of my family and my neighbors there. But the second step in becoming an activist is anger. I was told by a lawyer, "Lady, this is coal country here, we mine coal." And I said, "Well, you know what, buddy? I don't think you're the lawyer for me. It sounds to me like you're just a coal company puppet to me." And I continue to find every day more and more evil in the coal industry and in corporate America. It's all corporations, but particularly the coal industry. We've made America aware of the fact of where their energy comes from, because most Americans had no idea that coal was still used to produce their electricity. And that's what I'm most proud of, is the fact that college students and young people are now involved in their own government, are involved in their own future. And I think mountaintop removal and global warming is bouncing off each other as a poster child for change in America. And again, the youth of America that's who's rising up to meet the challenge. Making Americans aware of the fact that they need to be involved, and making the youth of America aware of the fact that it's their future, and they had better lobby, and they had better be activists like their life depends upon it, because it does. And I think every American should come to D.C. and lobby so they can see what's going on in these offices and realize that they need to become a part of their government again. There's nothing wrong with being a hillbilly.
Exactly.
I think it's a positive word. Absolutely. It's what people do not, add in front of it and after it that makes it a negative word. I see nothing wrong with that, with the word hillbilly. And you can't have hillbillies without hills. You can't have mountaineers without mountains. And, I realize some people don't like to even use the word hillbilly, but what's wrong with that word?
If tomorrow you woke up and, the war was over, mountaintop removal had come to an end, what would you do? And what would you be doing right now?
Well, if I wasn't here right now, it's 20 till 12, I would be sitting out on my porch steps with a cup of coffee in my hand, filling up my bird feeders, and playing with my dogs. That's exactly what I would be doing. Listening to the stream go by, looking at my mountain, that's what I would be doing. Then I would get started on working to bring in sustainability into the communities in Appalachia, because the work's not going to end. But the problem with this war on Appalachia is the fact that there has to be reconstruction after the war. So we have to start on reconstruction.
Through the windy pine, I see your love shining on me. Through